Somehow the issue of Jeffrey Epstein became a Democrat talking point. Well, they blamed Donald Trump for not wanting to release these files, and the Trump administration finally caved. Trump was acting a little weird and wishy-washy on the issue, but ultimately decided, fine, we're going to start releasing some of this information, some of it being key. Now, the Trump DOJ was instructed to release Ghislaine Maxwell grand jury testimony. Trump said, fine, whatever's credible, let's put it out there. Certainly, Trump is worried about something, calling it a Democrat hoax. But ladies and gentlemen, a judge has rejected the Trump admin request to unseal Ghislaine Maxwell grand jury testimony. This is pretty weird. I don't quite understand the argument they're going to have against Donald Trump now when it's a judge that's blocked this. But guess what? CNN has the polling data. Nobody cares. Indeed, the Epstein story is a dud. And I've explained this over and over again. I want the Epstein stuff released. I want the information. And when I say the stuff released, I'm saying within reason. I think Ro Khanna and Massey have a good take on this. But the story can't go anywhere. Right? There's not going to be any developments. What happened. Are the files there or not? This is not something that is currently ongoing and will develop. A thing happened in the past. We've sat on it for years. So now we're going to be looking at the courts and the files. That's what I mean to say. This is a story that will keep happening in the background. But let's read the news. They say, let me actually refresh this. A federal judge in New York has denied the Trump admin's motion to unseal grand jury testimony from the criminal case against Epstein. Associate Ghislaine Maxwell. The Trump admin was seeking to release materials related to the investigation into Epstein. We know who he is. Following blowback it received from MAGA supporters, Maxwell, a longtime associate of Epstein, is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking and other offenses in connection with Epstein. In his 31-page opinion, U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmeyer of the Southern District of New York criticized the Department of Justice for using demonstrably false reasoning to justify the release of the grand jury testimony. The transcripts would not reveal new information of any consequence about Epstein and Maxwell's crimes, according to Judge Engelmeyer, who suggested the Trump administration push to release documents might be an intentional diversion. Its entire premise that the Maxwell grand jury materials would bring light to meaningful new information about Epstein and Maxwell's crimes or the government's investigation into them is demonstrably false. Wait, what? No, Trump has maintained there's nothing there. The Trump DOJ said they don't have anything on Epstein, and Epstein killed himself, and there's no client list. And there was a backlash. So Trump said, fine, we're going to release the grand jury testimony. We'll start there. And the judge is saying, no, there's nothing here. That's what the Trump admin was saying. What's going on? This is weird. Engelmeyer wrote the transcripts contain material already in the public record and lack any first-hand information about Epstein and Maxwell's crimes. The records would identify anyone other than Epstein or Maxwell who had adult contact with a minor, mention any clients, shed light on their methods, or provide new information about Epstein's death. That is what the FBI said. And they got roasted for it, and now a judge is blocking it. Maybe the real play was Trump knew they would never let this information out, so now you can't blame him. Trump ordered it released, and a judge blocked it. Insofar as the motion to unseal implies that the grand jury materials are an untapped mine load of undisclosed information about Epstein or Maxwell, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I'm done. You know why? Because I know you don't care. Because Harry Anton at CNN has the story. No one cares. I'm going to play the video for you. Before we do, my friends, please join the Timcast Discord server. In this AI takeover world, community is the resistance. AI automation, it's nightmarish. I was trying to order Chipotle. They got my order wrong. DoorDash only has a chat service. There's no phone number to call. And Chipotle, when you call the phone, a robot talks to you and straight up told me, 10 minutes nonstop, there's no one who will answer the phone for you. In this world, as they're trying to have robots take over, community is everything. So join our Discord server at timcast.com. Now let's go back to the news. Here's the story. Let's roll tape.
I would say that this is, from at least a political point of view, quickly turning into a dud of a story. What am I talking about here?
Which is wild.
This
has been for 3 weeks now.
Exactly. Take a look here. Google searches for Epstein down 89% versus just 3 weeks ago, falling through the floor. It is no longer the top term searched alongside Donald Trump's name. That's been trading off between Taros and Vladimir Putin, with obviously the meeting coming up later this week. But at this particular point, the American people's interest in this story it's quickly becoming something of a nothing burger.
So out of sight, out of mind, maybe, is applying here a little bit. But has it impacted, have you seen numbers that have impacted Trump's popularity, favorability, anything?
No, not really. I mean, take a look here. Let's take a look at the overall numbers. Trump's approval rating in July of 2025 was 45%. It's still well within that margin of error here at 44%. And you compare that to where he was in his first term at this point. He was at 37%. So he's 7 points higher, very much in a different political universe now, significantly higher in terms of his overall approval rating than he was at this point in his first term. And more than that, among Republicans, his approval rating is near a record high, hovering right at about that 90% mark. So no, he hasn't lost any of that base. And when it comes to that center of the electorate, he's basically holding on there. And his overall approval rating, 44%, is pretty gosh darn good for him considering where he was at this point in term number one.
What do you think is behind it? Why there hasn't been more movement?
Yeah, why hasn't there been more movement? I think this is pretty simple. Take a look here. Nation's top issue is the Epstein case. This is the number of respondents. This isn't the percentage of respondents. This is the number of respondents. In our last CNN poll, look at this. 0 respondents said that the Epstein case was the top issue. How about among independents? 0 independents said that. And among Republicans, and therefore overall, just a single one. So yes, there used to be a lot of interest in this story, but the bottom line is that even amongst those who had high interest in this story, it wasn't something that they thought was all that important. And as I said at the beginning, the interest in this story has fallen off the table.
Which also, when you look at this and you compare it to just the attention that Capitol Hill was giving it, Donald Trump supporters were giving it, congressional committees were giving it, it is incongruous.
I would just say this. Donald Trump has some of the best political instincts of any politician I've seen. And on this particular issue, you see it full well and clear because he has been saying, you know, this is not an issue. And it turns out that a lot of the American public actually seem to agree with him.
He's right.
If you dream it, it will become. John.
He's right. And I know a lot of people are going to get mad about this. But for those that are diehards on the Epstein story and want to know what's going on, first, let me just say I agree with you. I feel you. We know this Epstein stuff is cream of the crop, top of the top, deep psyop, intel, manipulation, all of this stuff. We know that there's strong likelihood of CIA, Mossad, MI6. Who knows? Who knows? But here's the thing. I know you're going to get mad, guys, because I know those that clicked on this and watched this video care about it. Come back tomorrow and take a look how many views this video gets compared to the other videos, and what will you see? I'm telling you right now, this video will likely get substantially less viewership than the other videos that I put out. So why do the video, some might ask? Because this is important. Donald Trump moved to release Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell testimony, saying, let's give you more information. A judge said no and is lying. We know Cash, Dan, and Pam said, there's nothing to see here. Everybody move along. Everybody gets mad. The judge is now claiming that the Trump admin is acting to the inverse, that this is a trove of untapped information. No, Trump's literally said there's nothing here, so let's release it. Now, the question for the judge is, if it's true there's nothing there and it's already in the public domain, why can't you release it? It doesn't make sense. I think this story is important, and I want to stay on top of it. But I'm going to tell you this, guys. Trump's got some of the best political instincts. Harry Ensign nailed it. Trump knows this will not track with the average person who says, I don't know Epstein, I don't know Maxwell, I don't know what this story means. And if that's the case, Trump's not earning any brownie points. He's not going to be winning any midterm congressional seats by doing this. You're going to get the libertarian and the Politico vote. Luke Rudkowski is going to be banging on the table screaming, we want the information. But Joe the plumber, figuratively, not literally, because that's actually a guy they call Joe. I'm saying your run-of-the-mill working-class guy is going, I don't know, I might have heard of that. But you know what he's going to be saying? He's going to be saying, hey, man, my gas is too expensive. He's going to be saying, hey, what's going on with my factory? They were trying to shut my factory down because my company is moving these jobs to Mexico. Trump's going to say tariffs. That's what people are going to pay attention to. So for everybody who deeply cares about this, I'll say it again, man, you're right to. It's important. The way the world works should not be the way these people were doing it. And it is nightmarish. So we will stay on that story. I will put out that story, even if the views aren't good. But what I'm trying to tell you guys, Trump isn't going to play that game PR-wise And you can tell, again, come back tomorrow, come back next week. I will be pleasantly surprised if this video that I do today gets massive viewership. That would be incredible. Unfortunately, I think people just don't care. I'm glad you do. I do. But I think most people don't. I'll leave it there. Smash the like button, share the show. Stay tuned. We got more to come, and we'll see you all in the next segment.